All right, and we are live. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Talking Average Fitness Podcast. For those of you who have been playing along at home, I am Mr. Sam Burns, and my very tall friend, the only human I know who can do a wall ball and actually have to drop the ball to hit the target, Mr. Kevin McCarthy. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Sam?
I'm very, very happy to be here. So it's the Monday before the Open. We are here.
We're here. We're back.
God help us all. Let me. So you were saying something just now that I think is interesting. So the morning chalk up article, which you can feel the way you want about the morning chalk up, good or bad.
Uh-huh.
The morning chalk up headline that you had read this morning was something to the effect of, why don't more people sign up for the Open, right?
Yeah. Or it's something to the effect. Hold on. Yeah. The headline that came out is like on their email that gets sent. Like I'm not a member of the more like I don't have a subscription to them, but I have like them on their email list from something. So it's just I keep getting them and I'm too lazy to unsubscribe, as we all are. But it's the top like headline or the main article is why don't more people do the Open?
Why don't more people do the Open?
Why don't more people do the Open?
So
Great
the
question.
language suggests that not enough people are doing the Open.
I mean, I haven't. Have you checked what Open registration is at? Have you checked? Hold on, let's see if we can do a little Google foo.
I don't know that they published that.
I think they do, or they did, or someone. I don't know.
I know they've done it like after the fact. If you can check it live, like as it's happening, I think that'd be amazing.
I have no idea.
I'm sure someone at HQ.
Someone's keeping track of it somewhere. I'm sure.
God, yeah. It's the only thing they're keeping track of right now.
I don't think. I don't have. I think once the Open starts, they might have like the preliminary, like these are the people, because there's always like a group that they sign up after they see the first workout and they're like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
And they dive into it. So that I don't think I can get a live number of like where the registration is at the moment.
No.
But like a little bit of kind of history of registration for the Open, like participation. The Open started in 2011, was the first Open. And if I'm not mistaken, the first workout, or at least one of the first workouts, is a video that we all kind of know of, was Rich Froning and Dan Bailey going head to head in a workout with like Dave. They were just at CrossFit Mayhem. I don't think existed at that point. But they're at a gym with Rich and Dan, and they were throwing down for the Open workout. Dave announced it, and it was just like on YouTube, like nobody watching, just there it is. And it grew from, how many people signed up. It kind of like at the peak was the 2018 season where there were over 500,000 people worldwide signed up for the Open. And then since then, it has seen almost, if this year the trend continues, it's been like a almost steady decline in participation in the Open. So kind of like from 2011 was climbing up. We hit 2018 and then turned the corner, started coming back down this way. And part of that was because in 2019 and 2020 were the 2 years of what the fuck, where no one had any idea what was happening in the competitive season. We had 2 Opens in 1 year, no Open in another year. Like that.
Yeah.
That was
what a banner year.
But I mean, 2019 gave us the best Open workout of all time, though, 19.1.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if you're looking at our little handles on the thing here, Sam is probably taller than you, and I'm a wall ball enthusiast, so both fans of 19.1 right here, best workout ever.
But yes, but also no, because like that workout, man, like so like this is a great chance for a quick little sidebar.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't remember, I believe it was 19-minute AMRAP of
15-minute AMRAP
15-minute
of,
AMRAP,
yeah.
19 wall balls, and 19 road
Yeah.
calories.
Yes, sir.
Bleh. Because like it's not like the loading is prohibitive. You're
Nope.
not trying to move a 255
Nope.
pound barbell. You just got to throw a wall ball
Yeah, it's
so
just
many times.
how fast do you want to go? And the thing is, like, 19 was that number where it's like, it's like, I feel like 15 to 20 is kind of like the like quote unquote normal set of wall balls for people. So it's like it's on the upper end of that, but it's like you can probably hang on for 20, and then you get on the rower and
Mm-hmm.
it's like, well, it's 20 calories isn't like going to take you an absurd amount of time,
Mm-hmm.
but it's how fast are you willing to go?
Well, what I love about it is it's like, you figure 7.5 rounds is Karen, you know,
Yep.
and Karen's bad enough, so why not do a 2K in the middle?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Basically, Karen plus a 2K. If you were such an athlete that you could go more than that, go more than 7 rounds, you're doing like Karen plus, and then like
right.
a 3,000 meter, like just after that workout, like that was my best open performance. I will never finish higher in a workout worldwide than I did on that day. And
Nice.
I couldn't walk right for like about 4 or 5 days after. I was
No,
ruined. I
no.
was messed up.
All right, so I actually have the. Did you pull up the open numbers? I've got them here in front of me.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. So
Oh, okay. Hit me. I don't
first year
have the full like.
2011,
Yep.
right? By
Yep. Yeah. That's
2013, we were at it was 26,000 people the first year. By 2013, we were at 140,000. By 2016, we were at 324,000. 2018, 416,000. That's the highest it's ever been. It's 416.
hmm. I thought it was over
2019,
500.
no, not yet.
All right.
2019, little dip to
Yep.
357, so we lost 15%. And then 2020, we took a big hit, right?
Hmm.
340.
Yep.
Since then, we've had a much smaller gain. So the percentage change, the first couple years, 169%, 100%, 50%, 30%, 18%, 17%. So starting to slow down as we get to 2018. By the time we go from 2017 to 2018, 9%. So we're kind of like reaching the saturation point, so to speak.
Hmm.
Well, then we have minus 14%, minus 33%, and since then, we have only gained 10% and then 11% in the previous 2 years, right? So this is so obviously HQ is on a big push right now. Everything that everybody and their sister who is in any way related to HQ is talking about right now is the Open.
Hmm.
And I think that we can speculate on a bunch of different things. I think to a certain extent that there's a little bit of a bad taste in people's mouth with regards to some of the things that HQ has done in the last couple of years and how that dovetails into a big push for registration for the Open. And so maybe more so than there has been, there is a contingent of people being like, why would I sign up for the Open?
Hmm.
You know?
Yep.
And to be clear, I've paid my $20. I'm going to do these 3 fucking workouts. I'm going to hate it. I'm going to hate every second of it because it's the Open.
Hmm.
But, it'll be great because, it's a chance for me to knock myself down a couple pegs and
Mm.
to get a really honest assessment
Yeah.
of my fitness level
More than a few slices of humble pie.
a little bit.
More than a
And
few
so,
slices.
and to be clear, like as a person who believes in the CrossFit methodology,
Hmm.
um, I'm going to do the Open. I'm not going to do it in an affiliate. I'm going to do it in my garage, and I'm going to, as long as I don't have bar muscle ups, like I shouldn't be limited by anything.
Hmm.
I'm going to do the workouts, and I believe in the natural competition and camaraderie that comes out of competition and its utility in the methodology of CrossFit. But I also see many sides to that coin, right?
Mhm.
When you looked at that MCU headline, like what was the
Mhm.
first thing that popped into your brain?
Like why people wouldn't or why people don't.
Yeah, let's start there.
I mean, I think the one that I've heard frequently are one of two things. Number one, I'm not a competitive CrossFit athlete, or I have no aspirations to compete in CrossFit, or like something to that effect. Like, you know, phrase it however you want. That like, I don't like being competitive. I'm not competitive. I have no aspiration to be competitive. Something along that route. Or why am I just going to pay $20 to do these three workouts when, I mean, every affiliate does, at least every affiliate I know does the open workouts on Fridays anyway, like as part of class workouts for the most part, every
Yep.
affiliate I've been a part of anyways. So why am I going to pay $20 just to do these three workouts when I'm going to do them anyways?
Mhm.
So those are kind of the two arguments I hear most often.
Mhm.
Um, and I think the $20 one fits more into the bucket of what you said, where people have the bad taste in their mouth about things that HQ may have or has done over the
Mhm.
past few years. They're like, I don't want to give them my money, which I mean, I guess, but at that point, if they're like there, I'm not really
Mhm.
sure what, as much as you had said, I believe in the open, and I think the open is phenomenal for a few different reasons. It gives you your yearly checkup and your yearly serving of humble pie. Here's how good you thought you were. Here's the things that aren't quite there, um, and so gives you your yearly checkup and things that you need to work on, and a really
Mhm.
honest assessment of your fitness.
Mhm.
The fact that it's a worldwide celebration of fitness, like where else in the world is there a sport where
Mhm.
every single participant can come together and rally around this one idea of like, we're all going to do this together.
Mhm.
And like you said, it's camaraderie that like transcends just the four walls of your gym.
Mhm.
um, and I think that's incredible. The open pushes you, like you said, from in terms of the methodology, the competition side of it pushes people to do things they didn't think they could do.
Mhm.
um, how many people get their first double under, their first toes to bar, their first pull up, first muscle up, whatever it is here, their PR stuff on lifts, especially after a workout. They're like, oh, I did that gross front squat burpee thing from 2018. And so like somehow PR'd my clean. It's like, well, yeah, because like competition, if you've got something pushing you, you're gonna push that level beyond it.
Mhm.
It takes everything from taking class, where like if you were to work out by yourself, you probably sandbag the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And then you work out with a group, it's gonna push you that little bit harder. Working out with a group and having it be competition. I'm gonna put competition in magical, invisible air quotes if you're just listening. Um,
Mhm.
Competition is going to push you even that little bit farther. It's going to get more out of you. It's going to show you what's possible. Like, you'll find your threshold. The thing is, when everyone says that open workouts are miserable and they're worse than normal workouts, it's not that the workout themselves are worse. It's that you shift into gear six.
Yeah.
Um, and the thing is, you shift into gear six right at 3, 2, 1, go. And then 3 minutes into that first 20-minute AMRAP, you're like, oh baby. You
I
just like
have made a
pop
mistake.
start. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's yeah. I mean, what was the open workout 20.2, where it was the 20-minute AMRAP of 4 dumbbell thrusters, 6 toes to bar, and 24 double unders, right?
Yep.
Oh, like we had a few of our members like, hey guys, if you like you've been working out all year, you are prepared. If
Yep.
you've been doing CrossFit for 6 months plus, you are prepared for whatever the open's going to give you.
Yep.
You know how 20-minute AMRAPs go. Like, don't set a world record on round one, or you
Yep.
will have a spiritual experience for the next 19 minutes. One of our members, it's just like out on that first workout, like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. And he finished that first round in like 35 seconds, I was like, oh, baby. Like, Lachlan, get the fire extinguisher ready.
Right. You can only lead the horse to water.
Oh, my gosh. But it's amazing, though. And the thing is it shows your capacities. But there are some people, like, they shift into that sixth gear. They put the pedal to the floor. Off they go. And then you watch them hang on.
Yeah.
You're like, they're gonna slow down. Like in 5 minutes, they're moving at warp speed. They have to slow down. They keep going at 10 minutes. It's definitely gonna fall apart. Nope, they're still going on broken on the toast bar. Shit, they like, you see them hang on because they're like, no, I'm gonna fucking do it. They're on another planet for 12 minutes, but they do it, and that kind of stuff is really cool. And in my mind, I'm like, pushing to that level of your capacity and that level of discomfort builds a level of mental toughness that is hard to replicate with other means, and 2, it builds a level of confidence as well in those athletes. Like, yeah, I fucking did that. Like, that was, even after you scrape yourself up off the floor for a bit.
Sure, there's that.
Like, yeah, there's that. You're going to be a puddle of a human being, the artist formerly known as Sam for a while. And then once you feel yourself off the floor, you're like, fucking yeah, I did that. Absolutely, I did. And so the confidence and mental toughness that comes along with that, like, people need to experience that every once in a while, in my mind.
Yeah.
So,
I agree with a lot of that. And again, coming back to the utility of competition, right? And harken back to our level 1 manual, we have observed that men and women will die for points, and there's something about, and that's the reason that people get their double unders, people get their first muscle up, like that choose your own adventure workout where it was wall balls, row cal, and ring muscle ups. Like, so many people got their first ring muscle ups.
Yep.
And stuff like that happens because people kick into competition mode. And it's not training, which is what we do when you come into the gym every day, right? Like, you can't do an open all the time. And there's a reason for that. Like, you can't sustain that level of output physiologically, neurologically. But there's something about that natural psychological arousal that happens when it's Friday Night Lights and the music is pumping and you're in one of 3 or 5 heats, and the fact that there are heats, and nobody has ever talked more strategy than in the 6 hours leading up to an open workout. And
in the 1 hour leading up to, like,
well, I mean, it just increases as you go.
Yeah, it exponentially.
But like nowadays, it's we all get the workouts on Thursday night, and then Invictus.
Nobody sleeps.
Nobody, yeah, exactly.
Nobody goes to bed.
Dude, like, still to this day.
Yeah.
Thursday night, I go to bed and it's like, should I go unbroken? Should I attend?
Yeah, you're
like, what's how fast? Wait, what if I do this and this, and then I take 10 breaths, just 10 short breaths,
Yep.
And I can't shut it off. I sleep like shit the night before.
Yep. Everybody.
And FYI, that was the way that I knew I wanted to become a CrossFit coach, is because I would go to bed dreaming about workouts and rep schemes and blah, 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 blah. That's when I knew it. So there's this magic je ne sais quoi, this magic sauce that is in that competition feel that we get access to through the open, right? And you can replicate that in other places, but this is the only time that it's quote unquote sanctioned by CrossFit. And like from the top down, we all do this thing that is CrossFit. But as we've talked about, you might do something that feels a little bit different at your affiliate, and at this other affiliate they do something that feels a little bit different, because there's an inherent little bit of bias that comes into programming and execution and how classes are coached and all of that
Mm-hmm.
stuff, right? And so when you run competitions or do fundraisers or anything like that, they come with your affiliates' biases and um, different ways of approaching things. Well, once a year, everybody in the world does pure fucking CrossFit,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it doesn't matter what you've trained like the 360, whatever, the other 49, 48 weeks of
Yep.
the year, you're going to do CrossFit. And you're going to do CrossFit the way um, CrossFit does CrossFit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for that reason alone, it's worth doing those workouts and getting gut checked because you could be that person who, crushes it in your affiliate, but the first time somebody asks you to do fucking wall walks, like if your affiliate doesn't program wall walks, you're going to eat fucking dirt. And
That was my favorite part of the 2021 Open. If we're being completely honest, that workout was horrible. If you did the
oh,
Open in
so
2021,
bad.
it was 1, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21
Yeah.
of wall walks, and 10 times that number of double unders. So it's 10, 30, 60, 90, like of double unders, like all the way up. So it ended at 21 and 210 double unders, and had 20-minute cap maybe. I
That
think
makes
20 minutes
sense.
sounds right. 20
You know
minutes
what?
sounds right.
Was that
You can look it up.
21.1?
Yeah, 21.1. And so for so long, and this is again my favorite thing, like for so long, and I took my medicine too, right? Like I sat there and got
Mm-hmm.
my teeth kicked in by this workout, but I
Yeah.
so
Oh,
enjoyed it both
man.
as a coach.
15-minute time cap.
Oh,
So
um,
bad.
so it's like, so the thing that I loved so much was that for so long, wall walks were considered a quote unquote scaled movement. If you couldn't do
Mm-hmm.
handstand walks, or maybe you couldn't do handstand push-ups, you'd be like, do some wall walks. It's a scaling option.
Yep.
As soon as we got to 21.1, they were like, oh, wall walks. Like people I knew at the gym, like I remember wall walks. I can do 30 unbroken, 50 unbroken handstand push-ups, wall walks. Got wrecked by that workout
Yep.
because wall walks are absurdly hard. Especially with the standard, right? So like
Yeah.
having to have your hands hit a tape that was 10 inches off the wall forces a really
Mm-hmm.
virtuous handstand position, which we've talked about before. If you train
Yep.
the virtuous positions, you don't get your dick kicked in when they come up in the open. And so like 10 inches away from the wall, that's a pretty open shoulder vertical position there. You can't like banana back your way into that position. It ain't going to happen for you. And
Mm-hmm.
so if you have any issues with your overhead positioning, that's like that workout's going to hurt you with the wall walks and the standard that was in there. And so the fact that it was what was considered a scaled movement is now kind of into the mainstream of CrossFit. Like, we program wall walks at our affiliate here at Tilt. Like they pop up every so often. We'll do a workout with wall walks because you're like,
Yeah.
they're here now. It's not a movement that's a scaling option. We're here. And so that was kind of my favorite part about it, was it brought back to the forefront. Like, hey, here's this thing that we all think is so simple, and watch it devastate
Mm-hmm.
the community of CrossFitters here. So I thought that was awesome. As hard as that workout was, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it is. And well, so exactly to my point, you can think whatever you want about your level of fitness and even your level of fitness relative to those in your immediate community, right?
Mm-hmm.
CrossFit has always been about measurable, observable, and repeatable, and most importantly, objectively measurable, observable, and repeatable. It doesn't get any more objective than a massive data set. When your N is huge,
Mm-hmm.
like, and to one of your other points, even if, what the fuck is the numbers from this year? Is 200 and something 300,000 people. Let's hope we break 300,000. It is still the single largest group sporting event in the world.
Yep, by far.
Head and shoulders.
By a lot.
Yeah, like in no other hobby slash vocation slash sport, right? No matter how you want to think about this, in none of those things, other than CrossFit, do even 50,000 people do the same thing in something approaching the same amount of time. Like,
Yeah.
so the fact that we have multiple hundreds of thousands of people doing that,
Yeah.
like a measurable percentage of the population, right? It's not a couple people in, in Northeast Maine where, we're really weird. Like,
Yeah.
everybody everywhere. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
so that's why, maybe more so than almost anything else, the data that you get out of the open tells you the most. Especially relative to, like, if you don't use a system, for example, like Beyond the Whiteboard. Beyond the Whiteboard is fantastic because its data sets are huge. The number of people who put information into Beyond the Whiteboard and record scores can be absolutely massive. And so where you fall on something in Beyond the Whiteboard is probably pretty accurate, right? Well, it doesn't get more accurate than that except with the open, and
Yep.
and now we come back to humble pie. That can be uncomfortable because you could end up not anywhere near where you want to be or where you think you are, and for people who have dreams about competitive CrossFit, okay, homie, here's your chance. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's no more of this strength in a Metcon horse shit. It's cool. What's your fucking work capacity? Because we're going to find out.
Yeah. How fit are you?
Right? And
Right.
what was it? 10 rounds of 8 ground to overhead and 10 bar facing burpees?
Oh,
Like,
oh my God. That
Yeah.
workout was so bad. It broke me.
but it,
That was terrible.
so here's two
But
things,
yeah.
really. Like, that is a pure work, in the same way that 19.1 is pure work
Yep.
capacity. Like,
Work capacity.
pull and a push and go. And just fucking go. Like, because if
Yep.
you don't get to play.
Yep.
And and I'll never forget Bergeron talking about this, like, when it comes to competition, like, CrossFit is for anybody. Anybody can do CrossFit, and it's the magic of the open. But when it comes to competition, if you don't clean, 300 plus, if you don't snatch high 200s, if you don't have a sub 2-minute Fran time, you don't get to play. Like, there are prerequisites, and a lot of that is based around work capacity. And now, with Mr. Bosman at the helm, it's not just work capacity, but it's movement virtuosity.
Yep.
And I was on a call with a colleague of mine, Lisa Hetherington, out of Brisbane, Australia, and she said, "What's your prediction for the Open?" And we both said the same thing at the same time. We're like, 12.1. Like,
You think so? You think we're going to see a repeat of that one?
I think that for 2 reasons.
Okay.
One,
hit me.
it's never been repeated,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
And
right.
we've done
Yep.
a lot of other repeats. It's
Yes.
never been repeated. So
Yep.
it's 11 years later, right? It's been a bit.
Yeah.
CrossFit, both as a community and as a competition, has come a long damn way. I want to see some absolute units go
Yeah.
fucking ham plan on that
Yeah.
workout. And I want to see the numbers. Like,
Yeah.
I want to
I
see
mean,
some people like.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, like back then,
Yeah.
like if you got 100 burpees in 7 minutes,
Yep.
you were a human weapon. Not that you're not still a human weapon, but like you like that was if you got 100 burpees in 7 minutes, like you're cooking, right? Like for people, right? I have no idea. I think what you're doing right now is looking up scores.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm doing.
But it's like 11 years later, the fitness landscape has changed so much. People are so much fitter, faster, stronger than they were at that point.
Oh.
I mean, like, I don't want to say that like 100 burpees in 7 minutes is like normal now, but like that's kind of like the threshold, right? That's the standard.
Let's put it this way, if my slow ass can do 100 burpees in 7 minutes, yeah, 100 is normal now.
Okay, so 100 is normal. I just don't want to be mean.
Cool, man.
Like, listen, I can be ruthless, but like, I don't know. You'd see someone like Mal O'Brien, who's like, if we're being fair, is like a bit on the like, she's a bit smaller, lighter frame wise. She's not, she's not 6 foot tall and 200 some odd pounds. But you see someone like Mal O'Brien, who's got absurd work capacity and is on the smaller side. I mean, what, 200 burpees in 7 minutes?
Maybe.
I don't know, because I mean, if you can hold 25, 30 a minute, right? Which like, I mean, I can do. So like we tested max, this was just in 1 minute, to be fair, but we did like a fundraiser for 24 Heroes. It was a challenge to me and Colin, max burpees in a minute, right? So I got 32, he got 36 in a minute. And like, that was hard, but like, it's doable. So like and I mean, this might shock some people. I'm not a games athlete. I'm not as fit as those people.
I'm shocked. I'm already shocked.
I didn't even have to do the open. I already got my invite to the games. Aid Boz is just like, hey, you're a human weapon. Let's go.
Okay. So real quick before we go down this rabbit hole, let's context. In 2012, all right, top of the leaderboard. This is the fittest performance we had for Open 12.1, which is AMRAP 7 minutes, burpees to a target, as many as you can, right? For the females, it's 143 reps.
Yep.
Okay. For the men, sitting on top of the leaderboard, Mr. Scott Panchik, 161 reps. Okay.
So then 100, like, yeah, you're going to see an evolution of that, of course.
We are going to see it. So now I'm pulling up Beyond the Whiteboard. So Beyond the Whiteboard, again, is fantastic. Not affiliated in any way with Beyond the Whiteboard, unless Beyond the Whiteboard wanted to give us a sponsorship. And at that point, fucking A, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Beyond the Whiteboard is it's like a sugar wad or something like that, right? It just records scores. That's all it does. 12.1. There we go. What? Workout. Gym trip. Plan. Look. Workout. Analyze. Ooh. Fitness level. Here's a good one. Because I've done it recently.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Again, one of those things. It's work capacity. How bad do you want to hurt? How fast do you want to go? The thing is that I love about that is whether people want to believe it or not, you can always do one more burpee. Like you can you can always burpee faster. It's harden up. You're gonna be fine. Go faster. Same thing. Like I'll tell people like I love workouts that end on a run as opposed to start with a run. So I'm like, you can always run faster, and they're like, no, I can't. I'm like, yes, you can.
Yes,
you just don't want to. Your body doesn't want to. You don't want to, but you can. Like, and the thing is, I love Josh Bridges saying, he said this in a video once, like, it doesn't hurt much more to go just a little bit faster. If you go just a little bit faster, you're still going to be in a similar amount of discomfort. So you might as well just go faster. Done faster.
God, like, isn't that the truth?
I mean, fucking logic right there. If you go faster, you're done faster.
But to be fair, it's the convincing of yourself to go that much faster. That's the hard
100%
part.
It is. That's the hard part. You have an internal dialogue in there that happens. But okay, hit me with some data.
99. Yeah. So 99th percentile is still 130 reps, right? So Scott Panchik was so far beyond that.
99.9th percentile.
In fact, the highest score recorded on Beyond the Whiteboard is 164. That's the highest anybody has gotten. I'm seeing a couple more, like high 160s. Females, I'm seeing a female. So the problem with Beyond the Whiteboard is none of this is verified, and so I always take it with a grain of salt. But I'm seeing high 160s, even one person in the 170s on the Beyond the Whiteboard. I think, given the right body size and work capacity capability, we could easily see some 180s, especially from female athletes. The level of fitness coming from females in the last 10 years is so fucking astounding.
Stupid.
Yeah, and this is why the reason I say that, I don't have to look any further than scores for Diane. And
oh my God, yeah.
If you take an athlete at the 90th percentile, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to execute Diane in very fast time, 21:15.9, deadlifts at 225, and handstand push-ups. You take a female athlete executing Diane at 155, right? Deadlifts at 155? Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right. And then also handstand push-ups. So I look at stuff like this, and it leads me to wonder if the 70% rule for female weights is applicable anymore.
Oh, absolutely not. I have very, very strong feelings about this. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Because you a 115 thruster for male athletes right now versus a 75 thruster for female athletes now is offensive. We'll have some of our strongest. It's a joke. It's offensive. Yeah. Because it's been the standard for so long. It's been the standard for so long, the 70%. And I think at one point it was very reasonable. But with the point we are now, even not even games athletes, even just your recreational CrossFitters, your people that come in here just to be fit, healthy humans, right?
Yeah.
We'll have some of our strongest male athletes. And when I say strongest, it's not just strength is their only thing. There are our best male athletes in the gym. We'll be going through 115 thrusters, just struggle bus city. And there are females that can just cycle a 75-pound bar like it's literally nothing.
Yeah.
Literally nothing.
So there's that 70% rule is no longer applicable. But
garbage,
then
stupid.
You look at the strength to body weight ratio that is required for a handstand push-up. And again, females will crush males
100%.
every day. So I would be very surprised if males had the top scores for 12.1, right?
Oh, I don't think so.
So in addition to it never being a repeat, Boz is at the helm. It's not Dave Castro anymore.
No.
There is a hearkening back to the not the glory days, but
I was going to say the glory days.
Well, maybe the glory days, but the core of the methodology.
Yeah.
And this is an easy lift. This is an easy way. Everybody can do it. Everyone can do burpees. So this is an easy way to be hey, CrossFit community, how fit are you? And it's not sexy, and it's not a 5-movement chipper. It's just work capacity. Yeah.
I respect it. I really hope you're wrong because
I hope I'm right.
There's no part of me that wants to because I know how that goes, and I just don't want to.
I don't want to.
So I'm on the boat of since last year we didn't get a repeat. I was disappointed in that. That's one of my favorite parts of the Open is they left out the repeatable part of that mantra, right? Observable, measurable, repeatable. We observed, we measured, we didn't repeat anything. And so I would like to see a repeat. There's the part of me that's there were some really fun workouts that now would be more fun to me because I'm a better athlete than I was when we first did them. And so that part of me would I'd like to have another crack at that in the Open and give it a go. I mean, I'm always down for 19.1 again. I mean, just relive my glory of like, yes, my one thing for tall people.
I wouldn't
And
mind 18.2.
oh
Uh, one up,
yeah,
one up to 10 dumbbell squats and burpees, and then a max clean at the end. Like shit ton of fun.
that was a great workout. And like the thing is, like, I don't know, just like with where the open has been going the past few years, I don't know if we're ever gonna see a lift in the open again.
That
And I know that's a hot take. It's a hot take. I said what I said. I don't think we're gonna see a lift in the open again because that's what quarterfinals is for. Um, if we do see loading, and I say if we do see loading, it would be something similar to the snatch ladder in 2017
mm,
or the clean ladder, the double under toe to bar clean ladder that was
mhm, mhm.
2016, 2019.
Yep.
Something like that where the load ascend, like you basically have to be fit enough to earn the right to lift the heavy barbell. You have to be fit enough to make it through all the other parts. Or what was it? This is where like the 70% rule got me, whereas 20.4, which was like it was like box jump, clean and jerk, pistol, clean and jerk. And it was like
Yes.
3 rounds of each, right?
Yeah.
The last bar for the men for the clean and jerk was like 325,
Yeah.
and the last bar for the women was like 205. And I'm like, that's not how that works. That ain't how that
That's a
goes.
bunch of horse shit.
I literally, so like I was doing the workout with Nicole and Brittany
Yep.
in the gym. We were like, we just had to get it done between classes. Hey, we're like, yep, we'll throw down. So we're going, and like, we were all like very fit
Mm-hmm.
athletes, like in the same sort of like percentile in the open. I got stopped in my tracks at the 275 bar, which was, I
Yep.
think, 2 bars from the end or something,
Yep.
because 275 at the time, or like 285 was my max clean. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
after all those clean and jerks,
Yeah.
it wasn't, I did one really nice looking deadlift with it. It was beautiful. And then it barbell stayed firmly planted on the floor after that.
Yep.
Whereas Nicole and Brittany like got to the final bar, and I think both of them got at least one lift in on the final bar. And I was like, we're the same caliber of athletes. It's not like they're so exponentially stronger than me or whatever. It's just like
Yeah.
they both got to the final barbell and I think they both got one lift in. Nicole might have gotten two. And
Yeah.
I just sat there and watched for the last 7 minutes because I'm like, my workout's done. I can't lift the
Yeah.
275 bar.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's where the 70% thing got me. I was like, the weight's going up. It's like, wait a minute.
Well, we should
But
we
I
should
feel like
probably
that's,
do a systemic meta-analysis of this rule and really go down the rabbit hole on it. But either way, we need to leave that for another time. Our 40-minute
yeah,
AMRAP is over.
40-minute AMRAP's done.
I've made my predictions. Do you have any predictions for Thursday?
I mean, as long as it's not 17.1 again, I think I'll be okay. I
Mm,
don't think I've
mm.
spiritually, mentally, and emotionally recovered from that the 2 times we've done it. If we were going to do a repeat, because I think, generally they line up the numbers. Like if it was a 0.1, then it will be the 0.1. If it was a point, they've taken out the 0.4 and 5. So that
Yeah,
kind of screws with that a little bit.
a little bit.
But I think, because generally like last year we saw the 0.3 is where like they got a little bit more skill, a little bit more loading in
Mm-hmm.
there, right? With like the bar muscle ups, chest bar pull ups, and heavier thrusters.
Mm-hmm.
If they did a repeat again, because I'm thinking like the skill, like 18.3
Mm-hmm.
had both muscle ups, had bar muscle ups and ring muscle ups chucked in the mix there. There was some dumbbell snatches and some moderate load overhead squats,
Mm-hmm.
and then an absurd amount of double unders in between all the ones. So I think that would be a fun.
Remember that? Yeah.
Oh my! Well, the thing is, like that one cracked me up because everyone's like, "Oh, it's 800 double unders." I'm like, I hate to break it to you guys, most of you aren't making it to 800 double unders.
Yeah.
It ain't happening. But that would be a cool workout to like work the skill piece in there, but it's not absurd loading, and you can still like make a good way through it before muscle ups come in. So that could be a fun repeat, I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Well,
we'll all find out one way or
We're all
another.
gonna find out. We're all gonna find out on Thursday, and then next week we'll talk about how much it sucked, and we can make a prediction
Yes.
next week.
Yes, we can. Well, between now and then, make your peace with the Lord, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And Kevin, as always, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
All right. We'll see you next week, and we'll have more stuff to talk about, y'all.
We'll have more stuff.
All right. Bye, everybody.